will start by saying that girls, you only earn if you learn. Yeah, you cannot just stay in the house. You cannot just stay in the house and not consume the right content and believe that you shall change your mindset.
The kind of money I earn will just go to everything because it's too little.
Yeah.
But you realize if you decide to actually set up your life in a way it has to exist in this kind of form, it will.
The amount of money that you're saving should not go below 30% of your earning.
Yeah.
Regardless whether you have an irregular income or a regular income. The 30% should be the bare minimum. I would say learn more so that you can earn more. Yeah.
Wow. And this is Power Talk. And we have started with a bang. So of course, don't forget to do that. Like, share, and subscribe. Hi guys, how have you been doing? I know it's been a long time coming, but we are here with so much in store for you. Welcome to Power Talk, and I am joined by an amazing woman, very beautiful woman, and I'm glad that she's here today because when you look at her brains are even how do we call it? Her brains are even much more than what you can see in place. So thank you so much for joining me today, Winnie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How have you been?
I've been great, and I love God.
Wow.
And we are great this day that has come.
Wow. Yeah. So karibu sana to the show. I just want you to say a bit about yourself. Who is Winnie? Who is this beautiful woman who's in this show? And tell us more about who you are.
Yeah. As I had mentioned, my name is Winnie. I am a wife, a mom, and a finance consultant. I help people arrange their finances in a better way to ensure that they build sustainable wealth. And I also help businesses, startup businesses, to arrange their finances to ensure that they have a going concern and to ensure that they are profitable even to 5-10 years. Yeah, that's that's me.
Oh, nice. So when you mention finances, is it big finances, or people here, I help people manage their finances and they're like, this must be millionaires, this must be billionaires, this must be people who have loaded money. So probably just tell us what kind of finances or what kind of people do you actually help?
I help any person, including a child. Maybe you have a 4-year-old who wants to, maybe they're just curious on how money works. I help them maybe have a setup, like you can I can advise you to buy for them like a piggy bank where they put the small coins, the small change that you give to them. That's the age. I would say that's the age where I start, and it can go all the way even to 80, 90, 100 if they are still sane enough to know how the money works.
That's very interesting. I mean, I know you were expecting only people who are earning to be taught about finances, but clearly even young children should be taught about finances. What do you think is the need for people to learn about finances when they are young? Why would you say a small kid of 4 years old can actually be taught about finances?
The reason why I start with the age of 4 years is because we all can see, especially in our country, there is very minimal, in our curriculum, there's very minimal subjects that are teaching about money. So we have to have those conversations in our houses. That's why I target the 4-year-old, the 5-year, 7-year-old. We have to start teaching them. You see, like the way you can teach a child how to clean after themselves.
Yes.
That's something that is common for every household. For me, my goal is to make even money conversation to be common. Because people think that it's not a skill to actually be inculcated in any human being, right? Yeah.
We only think they should learn how to wash utensils, to clean their bodies, to clean the house, but we forget it's very important for these people to actually know how to survive outside there. That's why we are really doing bad as a continent. So I want us to go straight, because today we want to really focus on young people who especially don't even have any plan out there, because they're feeling like I earn very little or I earn nothing. thing. And even that 4-year-old who doesn't even earn, or just a child who doesn't even have anything, what are some of the misconceptions you've had about money when it comes to people who are trying to find themselves with their finances and putting themselves together? What are some of the misconceptions you've had, Ukoinje?
Yeah, there's so many misconceptions about money, especially among the youth or the young generation. They actually think that they should be thinking about money when they are maybe have started families, or when they are in their 40s, or they are close to retirement. But that, I would say, that's where we all go wrong, and we have to change the narrative to ensure that this person, maybe for example, he's a 13-year-old, he's a 17, or he has just cleared campus. So do they have the enough skills, financial skills, to enable them, if they get that first salary, not to just go squander all of it, or go have fun with all of it without thinking about tomorrow. That is, I would say, that is the greatest misconception, that they believe that them thinking about finances, it all comes when they are older. Or when they have started those lifestyle diseases. That's when they think, oh my God, I need to have a financial plan. And sometimes it is too late, because time waits for no one.
True. And eventualities will always come at whatever age. So it's important to be prepared. So maybe you can mention one major issue, especially when it comes to wealth. Do you think people have the right view towards it, especially within your clientele? And the young people you've encountered, do you think you can actually pull out some of those things that they say, direct things that they have actually believed? No, this is not doable, this is very hard, I have to get to a certain financial level for me to do it. What are some of those things that you feel can be done away with as they think about their financial goals?
Okay, that's a very good question. I feel, for example, let me just use this example. I can just use you. Maybe you are 20 years old, you approach me, and you just want to know, I just want to save my money in a bank. For example, something like real estate or stock market, you believe they are for the big boys, and it is because maybe it is a conception that, it's a lie, I would call it a lie, that you're told when you're young, that you see, those stocks, they are for certain caliber of people. So growing up, you have been growing up with that mindset that certain ventures or certain investments, they are for certain people. So we have to debunk that. We have to, I have to take you through that. Even like investing in, for example, I know everybody have heard about Savo. Savo, they actually build apartments and they lend it out to people, and I'm not advertising them, but it is a good example to use. But they help people to own those properties, the units, using the small monies. Like for example, if you are young, maybe you have just started earning, and maybe your payment is close to 35 or 40,000, you're still living with your parent, you can sacrifice a bit amount of money and start owning that unit. Initially, you'd think owning a unit, I will have billions, like millions or billions of money for me to buy just a single unit. But there are these people who have come up with such small investment that people can jump into. The other misconception that people believe that even stock market, they believe that it is for those high-end people. But even with your 1,000, you can actually get into. So it's all about.
So actually, investments. Investments have been simplified to the lowest kind of investment you can make. So even with 100 shillings, I can invest.
Even with 100 shillings, yes, you can.
So if no one is investing, it's a choice.
It's a choice, actually a choice. You can say that I'm earning 10,000. What can 10,000 do? But 10,000 can actually, you can actually invest in or save a bit of it.
Now that you've talked about saving, investing, I think it's very important to understand that some of the young people don't even understand what's the difference between saving, or rather, what are those terms that financial people use out here we should be aware of. What is their difference? What is their importance? Because we realize people think saving and investing could be the same thing. There are people who don't understand the difference between investing and actually putting some money aside that will be there for maybe a rainy day. But now tell us the differences between those investment terms and what really matters for a young person who's beginning to just grow?
Yeah, for a young person who is beginning maybe their financial journey, my first advice is always to tell them to come up with a budget, because you can't save if you don't have a budget. You come up with a budget. The budget actually helps you to direct your money where you want it to go, because chances are when you receive your money, or when you receive a salary and you have not budgeted for it, that money is going to be directed in a different place. But if you have an existing budget, and you know at a certain day or in a certain week I'm going to receive this kind of money, there you have already told your money where to go. The end game is to make sure that the money is the servant, not you being the servant of money. You command your money where you want it to go. Yeah, it's a tool. So if you have a budget, you're able to know. I'm always advocating for having a rule that I normally use in budgeting, that is 50, 30, and 20. The 50% should cater for the mandatory bills, and also the 30% to go to the savings, and the 20% to go to the givings to church, black tax, all those types of givings. And for a young person, I won't advocate that they just move out of their parents' houses sooner. For me, stay there as much as you can. You can save a lot. For example, maybe if you're being paid 20,000 or 50,000, you see, if you're staying in your parent house, the parent is giving you food, is giving you shelter. Maybe he's buying for you clothes, or he's not buying for you clothes, but food and shelter, I think that the bigger portion that takes up the budget, the 50% part of the budget. So if you have been able to reduce the 50%, whatever amount of money that you have been able to reduce, you transfer it to savings. Now the saving, you can when you do that, you can actually see that the saving may be at the 50%, then the mandatory bills at the 30%. Then of course there's the giving. We cannot, you say, it is better to give than to receive. So you cannot run away from giving. And if you do that, you're able now. You see, now we have something that you're saving. Because I didn't want us to just go to saving without knowing where that money is going to come.
Because what you're basically trying to say is we reduce our expenses as much as we can.
As much as you can, correct.
Probably there's somebody who has had to move from Ushago or Shags and needs to come and stay in Nairobi. So if you can have the least amount of rent you pay, but if it's inevitable for you to actually do all this we're saying, it's just having the least amount of expenses at the initial stages of earning.
So that you can make sure your portion as a young person, the amount of money that you're saving should not go below 30% of your earning. Regardless whether you have an irregular income or a regular income, the 30% should be the bare minimum. You should always aim at making it a bigger percentage. So
most people are actually thinking whatever you say or do, the kind of money I earn will just go to everything because it's too little. But you realize if you decide to actually set up your life in a way it has to exist in this kind of form, it will. And you'll eventually have something to say.
Someone would say, like, I'm earning 10,000, there's no house that is costing less than, like, a bed sitter, maybe it is 7,000 or 6,500. How am I supposed to? You see, you just have to take some life, you can make a life choice where you can cost share. That one with your friends or two friends, that you're able to divide the number, the amount that you're contributing towards that house, and also in terms of food, and also the other like amenities in the house, like water, electricity, you're able to cost share. So that one you're able to actually live within the 50% or lower. So once you save, I don't know whether the budgeting part is okay, right? Once you're able to budget, now we go to the saving. Saving is the act of putting that 30% aside.
Okay.
And of course, I wouldn't advocate to save in a bank because people think I have money in the bank, I'm saving. That's not the, I want to go away from that narrative. The reason is, especially when you save in a bank, the bank does not pay you to save with them. And this bank is actually utilizing your finances to lend. You see, it is lending to me, it's lending to you. Of course, they're earning out of it. And so the moment you put your money in a bank, now to make it worse, you put the money in a current account. This bank is actually using your money to lend to other people, and also this bank is actually charging you to have that money in their account because they're going to say there is either the monthly ledger fee or the transaction fee. It is using that money. So if you are saving, have a saving avenue or a saving venture that is earning you a rate that is higher than the current inflation in the country. If the inflation is at 6%, aim to get the saving at maybe 8 or 9 or actually above 6. And mattress saving is not a saving. Your money is losing value also. Mattress saving is not a saving. Your money is losing value. And once you're able to identify the venture that you want to save, you have already saved. You can choose either to save in a money market fund or a SACCO. And
what's the difference between the two?
The two? A money market fund is a collective fund. It collects your 2,000, collects my 5,000 or another person too. Then they're able to invest that money in a bigger chunk, like for example to government securities. I will also explain about the government securities. Then from there they're able to get an interest on top of it. Then from that interest they're able to share the interest with you, you who have saved in the money market. And the money market, you are able to withdraw. It acts like a bank. But the difference between money market and a bank, the money market is paying you an interest that is higher than even a fixed account in a bank would pay you. And then the money market will, of course, will give you a higher interest. That is one, a higher interest than the current inflation. And then now the difference between a money market and a SACCO, a SACCO is where you save the money with an intention to borrow in the future. That's how I normally see the SACCO. Because when you say you're going to just say I'm going to save with the SACCO to be earning dividends, to be earning interest on my deposit, they don't pay as much they don't pay as much interest as a money market would pay. But now the beauty with the SACCO, it's so hard to withdraw, so it gives you that discipline. But now the money market, even though it is giving you a higher interest rate than what the SACCO would give you, there is that tendency of easy withdrawal because I think different MMF or money market fund, they have different policies of withdrawal. Some you're just going to send an email or a call and then they just send you your money. But if you have already cultivated the discipline in saving, you are able to save in a money market or a SACCO. And one of the ways that you cultivate the discipline in saving is, for example, if you have a regular income like a salary that you receive on a monthly basis, you just put something called standing order, such that when that money comes into your account, automatically that money, the 30% part of it is taken out to go to towards your saving scheme.
So basically, in short, we just have to save where we get returns. In this current age, there is that position compared to where we were before. Because I'm getting a lot of knowledge. I don't know if you guys are actually seeing that there's so much to learn. I mean, so much to learn. And thank you so much, Winnie. Wow. So guys, you must be having a lot to say. I mean, this is so much to get. I mean, Mindy, thank you so much. So please of course, don't forget to do that. Like, share, and subscribe. On top of that, we need to get your questions and your comments. You are allowed to comment down below. So free and do as much as we can so we can know what do you want to hear from us and what are those questions we haven't been able to answer. So honestly, I think we actually need to have a whole episode or two to talk about investing, because I feel like it's something that needs in-depth discussion for us to really get to understand how and what do I actually do. And of course, guys, you can pimp her up her number will be down here. Anyway, so I just want us to probably, now that we've talked about budgeting, saving, and those basic things, investing, and all those things. Now, how would you tell these young people to differentiate between my needs and wants in this process of trying to become a better financial manager? And now that you're saying about budgeting, I think the biggest challenge for them would be, now if I have to reduce my expenditures, how do I actually know what is important and what's not important? This is basically my needs and wants.
Wow, that's a really nice question. How you differentiate between a need and a want is, a need is something that you cannot live without. Yeah. For example, can I live without food?
Yeah.
No. But can I live without certain food?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. And so if I can't live without food, but I can live without certain food. For example, you can say maybe having beef in my meal timetable is every day of the week is becoming expensive for me. What about I do it twice in a week?
Yeah.
I replace the protein there with a lower cost. A lower protein in terms of cost, for example, eggs or beans. You see, you have reduced. There's some money aspect that you have been able to save there.
Yeah.
So, like one of the ways you're able to know your wants and needs is to know, do I really require this thing? For example, you're still living with your I've said you're still as a young person, you're still living with your parent, and this parent is able to give you money to go for like self-care day. Like you want to do your nails, you want to do your hair, do you have to go to a higher end salon? Or they can give you like maybe 5,000 to go do. You have the self-care, but you can say out of this 5,000, I can actually have a saving of 2,000 or even 3,000, and go to a lower salon that can give me the same value or the same product that I really require, but I've used the less money.
Yeah.
So a need is something that you cannot do, or else you can say, for this month, let me not do my nails, let me not do my pedis or manis, but let me save this money. Then this money will have, of course, you save it in an investment that is generating you some income out of it. Then out of that, you can use it for the other month to pump yourself up. Yeah.
Wow. So that's very important. And finally, I think out of all this, one thing that is standing out is it's all in the mind. And how people have thought about finances, how people have actually stereotyped things based on how you can only invest if you're earning a certain type of money. You can only save if you have extra to spare. What kind of mindset? Can you talk about the right mindset for, a financial, somebody who really wants to grow financially? What is the right mindset to, build up this kind of person and mentality?
I will start by saying that you only earn if you learn. You cannot just stay in the house. You cannot just stay in the house and not consume the right content and believe that you shall change your mindset. You have to change the people around you. You have to read more if you really need to change your mindset. You have to do things differently. Because finances, it all starts from the mind. Everything starts from the mind. How you conceive ideas, how you conceive different things that you receive through either through people talking to you or through learning, is just how you perceive everything. For example, if I'm always on social media and I'm always looking at people's lifestyle, chances are I will be influenced. I will be influenced to eat like so and so, to dress like so and so, and maybe you don't have the same capability of earning the same money that this person who is like a role model to you is able to earn. So you have to work on your mind, consume the right content, consume the right information, stick around people who are talking things that you want to hear. So if your friends always talk about money, if your friends always talk about saving, if your friends always talk about investment, chances are you are going to be influenced.
You guys, you need to send money we're talking about banks and all those things, but your bank details and everything should be here. Apart from that, just tell us, what is the one thing you want our young people to just know? What is that one thing in your heart about finances you want to conclude with in regards to what we have discussed today?
I would say my goal in life, let me just say my goal and also my purpose in life is to bring those money conversations in our household. If you are a young person who is watching us, you can actually do it differently than how maybe your parents did. Maybe some of the reasons why you don't have the financial literacy right now is because you didn't have that money conversation in your house. So you can take it up to yourself and say, when I have a family, or before even I have a family, I have to start practicing this, whatever we have talked about, budgeting, savings and investment. And by the time you're having a family, you already know what to do. So I would say learn more so that you can earn more.
Wow. Learn more so that you can earn more. So that compared to the knowledge you have, that is the amount of money you will actually end up having in a bank account. So wow, thank you so much, Winnie. Beauty and brains. This is what we want this generation to be full of. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today. I have been your host, and this is Power Talk. And we have started with a bang. So we want you guys to have your finances in order so that you can also have a better life. Because again, money answers all the problems we have. So sit and wait for more. We shall be discussing about this even deeper. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.